How hot is it? What's that say, about 100 degrees? Oh man, that was the worst egg crack ever. Hopefully we don't get any shells in it, huh? All right, we're gonna leave that there for a minute or two, see what happens. And today we're talking Honda Grom. I'm gonna go over a few things I love about the bike, a few things I hate about the bike, and really I just wanna have fun riding. That's about the gist of it, so. Jackie's up. You guys, Jackie's on the phone. Hey Jackie, say hi to the channel.
Hey, debating whether or not Augie and I should do a live video.
Hey, huge shout out to everybody who supports Jackie's Moto Garage. She's got a live chat going and she's got plenty of people there. So I'm gonna leave Jackie with her crew. I'm gonna jump on the Grom and do my video real quick.
That's not cold.
I haven't done a video on this bike in a while because, as you can see, it's kind of out of commission. My entire rear set on this side is completely thrashed. I went down doing a wheelie, trying to do a little hand drag, and then later on I totally just busted off this foot peg. But as you can see, the shifter is totally stuck here. Anyway, the Honda Grom, a nice little motorcycle. It's 125cc. Basically a street legal pit bike. Yes, they are street legal, at least here in Arizona. You do have to have a license for them. I've had this bike for a while. I bought this to get into the wheelie game. So a few things I totally love about the Honda Grom is they're super small and lightweight and easy. So they're easy for beginner riders to get on and learn the fundamentals, how to use the clutch, how to use the brake, how to start and stop, all that basic stuff. They are great for beginners, those who want to get into stunts. I bought this to learn wheelies, and I was able to accomplish that on this motorcycle, learn how to get to balance point. I learned how to do circle wheelies on this bike, and I was learning how to do stoppies up until I totally thrashed it and the bike's not running. So those are all some really awesome things about the Honda Grom. However, there are bad things about it as well, and here's a few things that I dislike about it. The Grom really only works as like a second or third motorcycle in the stable. Being 125cc with only about 5 horsepower, while technically you can go on the freeway, really you shouldn't jump on the freeway on this thing because it just can't handle. It's not going to get up to speed. And then also it's so small that it really limits you and you limit your growth, so you're going to grow out of it super quickly. Oh yeah, and they're also relatively expensive. They're about 3,000 MSRP, but out the door dealerships are going to have you paying 4,000 plus on these motorcycles. And then if you buy the upgraded bars and the exhaust and everything else that people like to do to trick these out, you can have 5,000 dumped into this fast, and it's not a lot of bike for the money. What I would recommend is go on the used market, try to find one that's barely broken in with all the upgrades you already want. I paid 3,000 bucks for this about 2 years ago. Definitely gotten my good times out of it. Yeah, this bike has definitely seen better days. But anyway, there you have it in a nutshell, the Honda Grom, the good and the bad. A few things I didn't mention as far as the good goes. Honestly, fun factor. It's hard to have more fun on a bike than on this. You know that they say less is more sometimes. It's funner to ride a slow bike fast than a fast bike slow. And the Honda Grom, that's what it's all about. So I'm going to have a quick session here on the Honda Grom. Let's check on our egg over here. Dude, this thing is struggling, man. It's just, I guess it's just not hot enough. But anyway, I'm learning circle wheelies on this thing. And even though I don't have my foot peg and I'm stuck in first gear, we can still do staggered stand-up circle wheelies. I'm going to do like 5 or 6 here. Try not to piss off my neighbors too bad. The trick there is be on good terms with your neighbors and don't abuse. Use but don't abuse, you know what I mean? I'm not out here every day messing around, and when I do come out here for short sessions, they're pretty short sessions, you know, nothing too crazy. Let's do the circle wheelies real quick. I gotta say, circle wheelies, man, what a difficult trick. When I was learning these, I remember saying, dude, even if I ever figure this out, there's no way I would be able to do a how-to on it because I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, everything about these is just difficult. You gotta have the balance, the throttle control, the rear brake, the way you're shifting your weight. I mean, it's difficult. And my circles are very tight. I would love to do big, wide, you know, bigger circles, but I haven't figured those out yet. As I was learning these, a lot of the threads I saw, people said you have to have a handbrake. but that's not true. You don't have to have a handbrake. I was doing little sit down circles as well. I can't now because my foot peg's broken, but you can figure it out with the foot brake. So let's try a few more. One of the challenging things when you're doing circles is, especially on this Grom, you're not able to adjust the throttle just in the stock setup. I think there's aftermarket workarounds to adjust throttle. Usually people will bump the throttle up a lot higher, or I should say not the throttle, they'll bump the idle up higher so that you're not giving it gas, but you're still going to be moving. Because what tends to happen on circles, you got to come super far back, nearly to tipping point. And so if you don't have that throttle real high, or if you're not on the gas, then the bike wants to stall out. And so that's an issue I was having. Another thing that's cool about learning these circle wheelies is naturally it taught me a little bit more clutch control with my wheelies, which when you're doing a straight wheelie down the road, you don't have to do a lot of clutch control at all, aside from slipping the clutch to come up, unless you're trying to learn coasters. And my kid's walking out here in his undies. Indy! But with this, because you go so close to tipping point, the clutch kind of saves you if you're about to tip or if you're about to fall out of the wheelie. You pull the clutch down. Sometimes you land hard, but it's a good way to kind of save the wheelie. Yeah, I really want to learn wider circles. So these are some of the challenges I've faced with doing these circle wheelies. One, just figuring out how to get into the circle, because it seems if you're going to try turning that way, all the bike wants to do is go the other way. So you really got to get into it and then commit. And then once you're in the circle, the bike constantly wants to high side you and throw you out of it. And that's the part where I don't really know what the trick is. It's just practice, practice, practice until you finally kind of figure out how to lock it in, which obviously I haven't quite done that just yet. So you see there, I kind of fell out of it. That's another thing with these circle wheelies. You go really, really high up and you kind of have the bike up close to your chest. See that? The bike stalled out on me. Let me see what my kid needs. I gotta get back to Jackie's live feed. I just want to get a couple more of these circle wheelies. Sit down circle wheelies, those are even tougher than the stand-ups. Yeah. So as I'm trying to do wider circles, that's where it's becoming a lot harder. If I try to do my tight circles, it's not as difficult for me. Let's try some tight circles real quick. Yeah, those ones aren't half bad. Anyway, it's a combination of, you know, balancing your weight side to side, up and down, throttle and brake. Usually, and then you add your clutch work to it. I mean, every single piece of doing a wheelie is implemented with these circle wheelies. It's tough. So you see right there, I was about to fall out of it. I just pulled the clutch in and dropped the front end down, and then I was able to save it. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for now. John's Moto Garage. Little circle wheelie practice on the Honda Grom. Just a nice front yard session. And like I said, a few things I like and dislike about the Groms. These are great bikes for learning if you want to get into the stunt game. Pit bike or this, I highly recommend it. The best way to go about it. One thing I didn't mention is pay the extra money and get a sub cage or subframe, sub cage, stunt cage. That way you're not dealing with stuff like this when you break it or drop the bike. Not if, but when. You're not gonna have to worry about having the bike out of commission for you. Otherwise, that's gonna do it, you guys. Like and subscribe if you dig the content. Appreciate all the support. Thanks to those who were jumping on Jackie's live video today. I'll have to do a live video. Let me know, do you want to do a live video on John's Moto Garage? Drop a comment below, let me know. Dude, I'm burning up today. Oh, let's go check our egg. It's hot, dude. It's like 100 degrees in Arizona. Dude, that's horrible, man. I'm not gonna eat that. Doesn't even look cooked, bro. Yeah, we'll have to wait till it gets hotter here. Well, that was a bit of a disappointment, but by the end of the summer, I will get an egg to cook and a frying pan from the Arizona heat. All right, you guys, we'll catch you next time. Adios, nos vemos. There you go, that was a good one. I was dizzy at the end of that one. Jeez, I gotta get inside. Whew. Oh, my phone had to shut down because it's too hot.